Welcome to FBC, Firebreak, where Remedy Entertainment throws you headfirst into a co-op shooter stitched together with paranoia, psychic warfare, and the cold geometry of brutalist horror. This isn't your average run and gun. This is a mission into the unknowable, with two strangers at your side and a radio full of static. Here, you don't just fight back. You hold the line against a reality unraveling itself room by room. It's a bold departure for Remedy, the studio known for psychological spirals like Alan Wake and the eerie corridors of control. But Firebreak isn't about isolation anymore. It's about cooperation under cosmic pressure. You're not alone, but you might wish you were. And as the oldest house twists itself into new configurations, it doesn't care how many bullets you brought. It wants to see what breaks first, your team or your mind. So before you suit up, ask yourself, are you ready to enter a living labyrinth where the job isn't to win, it's to survive? Let's break it down. The oldest house, a building that defies physics, mocks logic, and rearranges itself when you blink, returns as the twisted backdrop of FBC, Firebreak. If you played Control, you already know. This place isn't just a setting. It's a character, cold, observant, and very much alive. But here's the twist. Firebreak isn't just more Control, it's the next chapter in Remedy's quietly growing shared universe. The same strange continuity that ties Alan Wake's nightmares to Control's red corridors now extends into this new co-op frontier. You're not just stepping into a mission, you're stepping into the same narrative bloodstream. And yet, Firebreak does something rare. It invites everyone, not just fans of Remedy's past. Newcomers don't need to know Jesse Faden or Alan Wake to feel the tension, the surreal beauty, or the creeping dread that pulses through every concrete wall. This time, the narrative doesn't unfold through monologues or collectibles. It happens around you. In elevators that lead nowhere, radios that whisper warnings, and architecture that wants to trap you in a memory you don't own. It's a world designed for those who listen, and for those who dare to explore without. A safety net. Welcome to the Bureau. Don't trust the furniture. At its core, FBC. Firebreak is a co-op shooter, but not the kind that's obsessed with leaderboards or daily quests. Instead, it plays like a ritual. You and two squad mates, not 4, not 6, descend into missions or jobs handpicked by the Bureau, each one teeming with supernatural threats and environmental madness. Think Control's physics-defying combat, now fused with tight squad tactics, layered progression, and moments of unscripted chaos. The goal: dive into the anomaly, suppress, the hiss, collect gear, upgrade, and do it all again, with new loadouts, harder challenges, and stranger corridors. But here's the magic. This isn't live service. There's no battle pass breathing down your neck. No log in daily FOMO traps. Firebreak asks you to play, not to grind. You pay once, and that's the full ride. Solo play? Possible. But the game was sculpted for trios. Remedy even says 3 was the organic sweet spot, enough variety for synergy, but small enough to keep tension personal. Every mistake stings. Every revival matters. And while the action gets wild, telekinetic blasts, floating enemies, reality tearing at the seams, Firebreak keeps you grounded in one chilling truth. You're never really in control, just along for the ride. In Firebreak, you're not just choosing a loadout, you're adopting a philosophy of how you want to survive. The Bureau doesn't hand out ranks, it hands out kits. 3 crisis kits define the roles here, and each one rewires your approach to combat. The fix kit? That's your wrench-swinging engineer. Part mechanic, part brawler, built for utility and up-close brutality. The jump kit? Electric chaos, jump pads, EMP bursts, and mobility that turns rooms into lightning arenas. Then there's the splash kit. Water-based manipulation, environmental control, and fluid disruption. Strange? Absolutely. But in Remedy's world, strangeness is your best weapon. Now layer that with jobs, missions that mutate based on threat level and clearance level. You want challenge? Crank up threat. Enemies swarm harder, hit faster, and mutate unpredictably. Raise clearance, and your squad will have to push deeper through increasingly dangerous zones. The rewards? Massive. Think corrupted objects of power. The kind that bend reality just by existing. Firebreak thrives on replayability, not repetition. You mix and match kits, stack perks, modify mission variables, and every run plays like a new nightmare. A cooperative puzzle wrapped in combat, where survival hinges on how well you adapt, improvise, and trust the people on your six. No two teams will fight the same. No two runs will end the same. In Firebreak, progression isn't a grind. It's a rhythm. Remedy ditches the modern trap of live service fatigue and instead delivers a system that respects your time and rewards your creativity. First up, requisitions. These are your unlockables. Gear, cosmetics, weapons. Some are earned through play, others come as purely visual microtransactions under the classified tag. But here's the key, none of it is timed. No seasons, no expiration dates. You can work toward what you want, when you want, at your pace. Then come the perks. These aren't just stat boosts, they're game changers. Imagine bullets that electrify enemies, magazines that refill themselves, or resistance to environmental hazards triggered just by jumping. Perks are stackable too. Double up for amplified effects, and if you equip 3, their benefits echo across your squad. It's synergy by design, not grind. As your kit proficiency grows, perks become even more powerful, giving long-term players a reason to refine their builds and experiment. There's a confidence in this system. No power chasing, no meta slaves. Just clear goals, earned upgrades, and cosmetic expression that feels personal, not predatory. You're not grinding a battle pass. You're crafting your legend, one weird, wonderful mission at a time. Visually, FBC, Firebreak doesn't aim for realism. It reaches for identity. Remedy leans hard into a surreal, brutalist aesthetic, where jagged concrete and flickering light become part of the psychological warfare. This isn't photorealistic beauty. It's functional dread. It's controls architecture having a nervous breakdown. On high-end PCs, Firebreak flexes. Full ray tracing, DLSS 4 with multi-frame regeneration, NVIDIA Reflex. But don't let the abstract art style fool you. Under the hood, this game can melt rigs. Early specs suggest you'll need something like a Ryzen 7 3700X and an RTX 2080 Ti just to keep up. Remedy hasn't released final minimums yet, but let's just say this isn't a game you casually alt-tab from. Release-wise, Firebreak launches June 17, 2025 across PS5, Xbox Series X or S, and PC, Steam plus Epic Games Store. No last-gen support. This is a current-gen experience through and through, and the best part? It hits a sweet spot. $39.99 for the Standard Edition or $49.99 for the Deluxe, which adds premium cosmetics and voice packs. Even better? It's day one on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra. In a world full of overpriced mediocrity, Firebreak arrives like a quiet rebellion, bold, weird, and refreshingly fair. FBC. Firebreak isn't trying to be the next looter-shooter juggernaut. It's not chasing metas, seasons, or login streaks. What Remedy has built here is something leaner, stranger, and far more personal. A game that plays like a mission. Briefing delivered in a dream you're not sure you woke up from. Yes, it's a co-op shooter, but it's also a love letter to teamwork under tension, to improvisation in impossible places. It's a roguelite wrapped in Remedy's signature weirdness, but stripped of modern bloat. No grind walls, no FOMO traps, just you, your squad, and a bureau that keeps asking you to go deeper. And while the combat is tight and the replay value high, It's the atmosphere that lingers, the way rooms feel like they're watching you, the way concrete seems to mourn, the way your team starts joking to keep the dread at bay. At $39.99 with full post-launch content support and no live service strings, Firebreak feels like a rare thing in 2025, a shooter that respects your time, your money, and your curiosity. So, here's the question. Have you ever fought your way through a building that hates you, just to see what's on the other side? Let me know. What are you most curious or worried about in Firebreak? And if you've walked the halls of the oldest house before, what do you hope has changed?